Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Marvel Legends Bulldozer. So yes, here we have Bulldozer, member of the Wrecking Crew, the most recently released and the one that completes the set if you happen to have all of them, which I don't unfortunately, but it sure would be nice. Either way, he is a very cool figure and certainly something worth getting. Unfortunately, he's the only member of the Wrecking Crew I actually have, but he's also my favorite in terms of appearance. So I guess it works out a little bit. Now let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Bulldozer. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As you can see, Bulldozer is quite a bit bigger than your average Marvel Legend, as is the rest of the Wrecking Crew, which I don't have. They did build them on much larger bodies. They're probably closer to being in 7-inch scale. But the Wrecking Crew are large characters. They're probably still a bit too big, but I mean, they still work, I suppose. And of course, they are much bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Bulldozer. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here we have Bulldozer. His outfit is mostly orange. He has various sculpted muscle detail and sculpted clothing detail. He also has his big sort of metal and nicely textured bracers and boot cuffs and his big sort of chest armor and belt armor thing, and then the actual bulk of his boots are brown. All in all, he looks really good. There's not really anything I have to complain about. I think they did a very good job of pulling off his outfit. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Head sculpt wise, of course, Bulldozer's head is mostly helmet, which is sculpted really nicely and has sort of those little pockmarks and indentions that make it look like real, proper metal. His eye holes are sort of black around the eyes, and then his actual eyes are painted silver, which looks pretty cool. And then the only part of his face that you can actually see is sort of the around the mouth area. His lips are painted and his teeth are painted. He's got kind of a gritted expression, but like I said, you can't really see much of his actual face. But all in all, it looks really good, and I have no complaints. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Bulldozer is quite good, as he even has some older Marvel Legends style articulation. He has a ball joint in the head, so that goes all the way up, all the way down, rotates, ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back, bicep cut, single joint elbows, wrist rotation. He has a really nice abdominal joint, waist cut, hips go in and out, forward and back, thigh cut, double jointed knees. He has hinge, slight pivoting in the ankles, and he has a toe joint. So you should be able to get him into basically any pose you want to, and he has some of the older style of articulation, like the rocking style of ankle pivot, and the old toe joint, and the old hip joints that actually have a full range of movement. So it's nice to have some of that old stuff back again on a more recent figure. Now let's go ahead and move on to some accessories. Accessories-wise, Bulldozer only comes with his Build-A-Figure piece, which is Ultron's arm. It has standard articulation for Marvel Legends arms, and is certainly something you will need if you want a cinematic version of Ultron. And that wraps it up for Bulldozer and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Bulldozer comes in your standard Marvel Legends packaging, Build-A-Figure Collection Ultron, Ant-Man, big window there, Marvel Legends Infinite Series Marvel's Bulldozer, as opposed to your, generic construction equipment type Bulldozers. On the back, you get a picture of the figure, a little description, and the other figures that are available. Build-A-Figure Ultron, Ant-Man, Wasp, Bulldozer, Tiger Shark, Grim Reaper, and Giant Man. I'm not terribly interested in a lot of these figures. I already have a review of Wasp up, and if I get any more of the figures, I will also review those as well. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah. Bulldozer! Alright, that wraps it up for Bulldozer. So until next time, goodbye! Thanks for watching one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video or subscribe if you would like to see my future content. If not, run away. Run away and never return. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/vrreviews. Follow me on Twitter at VenomRaptor09. Or follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/vrreviews. Thank you, and goodbye.